when we feel bad about something, it's almost like just to get it off of our chest, we'll just be like, oh, super sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But if we take a minute to take a breath, and Annie, I'm the same as you. So Annie and I have known each other for, I think I've probably known both of you for almost the same amount of time, but Annie and I used to be neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and I get very passionate about things. And sometimes I know I can get so passionate that I'm not thinking, I'm just speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I apologize too, I'll apologize right away, but I'm not like, give myself a minute to say like, well, what are you
Mm-hmm.
apologizing for and how can it be more authentic? And I kind of love that,
Mm-hmm.
like tied in with the radical candor piece around like being able to be empathetic and challenge directly. And at the same time, if you screw up, being able to say, I'm super sorry that this happened, because like giving a reason as to why, why
And
that
being,
happened. Yeah.
yeah, I love where you're both going with this, and being there in that uncomfortable moment, and sharing an authentic apology with someone, and not trying to make it better, not trying to explain it, not trying to excuse it, just being in that uncomfortable moment. It is one of these, again, I think that there's many places where this pattern showed up in all of the stuff we talked about and worked with, but the discomfort leads you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Yes.
not necessarily wired to perceive that if we
Mm-hmm.
haven't been getting some guidance in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just to cycle back on that too, I sometimes when I think about, so number one, this is what I want my legacy to be at my current job, is I want people to remember me apologizing when I erred. Because I think in the whole world, there's been so much, I don't want to call it entitlement, but like that when you have erred, you just double down and you're like, like, you made this mistake. Well, yeah, you suck. So like, it's okay that you made it. Like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Um, and I think a lot of times we want to have those apologies, but also throw in like, this is where I'm coming from, or this is how like excuse is kind of a big word, but I think
Mhm.
sometimes I want to focus less about how I feel about it, but more about um, how that wasn't potentially respectful to the person who I engaged in that reactive behavior with. So, you didn't deserve that response. I apologize. You are a person I respect and I want to engage with, and that was, that was uncalled for. And I hope that you'll consider accepting my apology.